Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to check fresh release from Eduard. It is modded in 1/48 scale and it copies P-400. It's a Profipack edition kit, so you can guess what will be inside this box, but still we are going to check it closer because this is a commercial sample, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video. So first of all, box size, I would say it's standard for Profipacks, but for smaller ones. But here we have 48 scale, so it's a bit surprising. Here you can see comparison with my hand. We also have quite nice box art here, and then on the side we have 5 marking options which are included here in this kit. On the other side, manufacturer prints its own address, also a QR code for the kit info page, and some other additional information. For this I recommend to check it because you can download the digital manual there and it will be useful in case you have the PC in front of you. So this is a top opening box, and here is what we have inside. All frames are packed into the same plastic bag and we are going to check them one by one, and on the bottom then we will check all the bonuses which are included here. Okay, so let's open this plastic bag and take a look at Sprues which are supplied by manufacturer. We all know that this is not a completely fresh plastic. I mean, it has been on the market for some time and we've seen a lot of builds with this plastic, but still it is interesting to check it because it's still nice, it's still fine, and that's why Eduard decided to reissue the P-400 version. So here we have the clear sprue, which as you saw was packed into the separate plastic bag in order to avoid any possible scratches and damage. So let's zoom in a bit. Here it is. So here we have the canopy parts. As you can see, doors are molded separately so you can open them on your model. And the canopy, it looks quite fine. We have Profipack here today, so there should be masks included, and it means it will be relatively easy to mask all those parts and continue painting model without any additional problems. Next we start with first gray plastic sprue. Here it is. Let's zoom out a bit. So this one is dedicated to fuselage halves. Both are molded together with tail segment here and with rudder as well. We have typical external detailing, so it means recessed panel lines and riveting. Here you can see those cutouts for the doors. We also have the separate exhausts which will have to be inserted. Here we have some cockpit parts, for example pilot seat and cockpit floor. And if you flip it over, here you can notice that we do not have any guiding elements inside, so be careful while joining these large parts together. I would like to show the external detailing because it might be an old kit, but still it looks completely fine. And let me increase ISO. Now you should be able to see it. So here, as I said, we have a typical external detailing, but it looks completely fine, and it should be even better looking thing once you apply some painting techniques in order to bring it out on your model. Next we have another gray plastic sprue. This one is more concerned with various minor items, so we have here a lot of external and internal parts. Note that propellers should be assembled out of several parts, so we have separate blades. Also landing gear wheels should be glued out of 2 halves as well, and we have 2 versions of the landing gear wheels. One is normal one and another one features weighted tires. Some modelers like it, so it might be handy for them. Those parts in the middle are really thin and small, so be sure to use the right tools in order not to break them and not to lose them somewhere. Note that those wheel halves, they do not have any guiding elements, so you will have to be careful while joining them together, or maybe just buy the Brasin kit straight away and avoid all those unnecessary problems. But here you can take a look at the molding quality closer. As far as I remember, Aero Cobra and Super Cobra, they do not have a lot of accessories from Eduard, but there is still some Brasins and P parts available, so you can get some together with this plastic kit. Next we have last gray plastic sprue. This one is dedicated to wing parts, and I would say it's a typical parts design, so we have 2 top halves and another one piece bottom half. And quite strange, today it is quite strange that flaps and ailerons are molded in. It's 2020, but let's not forget that this is an old kit, so that's why it was implemented just like this. Here we also have some parts for the propellers, again another type of the exhaust stacks. Here you can see fuel tank parts, and if we flip it over, again we do not have any guiding elements for wings, only those guiding pins in the wing edges, but that's pretty much all. So be ready for such design. Next we have two typical Profipack bonuses. Actually there are more of them. So first of all, here we have this small plastic bag with cardboard inside, and why we have cardboard inside is for protecting this thing. So that's a P thread. It's a typical Profipack bonus. It will be handy for external and internal detailing. As you can see, we have instrument panel, we have seat belts, we have door panels, we have the meshes for the air intakes, etc, etc. It's a really useful thing. It's a new P parts. As you can see, it's 2019. So be sure to apply them all on your model. They are new because we have here this dials glass finish, which is really cool. You get it out of the box, you don't have to get some aftermarket set, and it will be handy in order to improve appearance of the cockpit. Here you can also notice this small film, which will be handy for the target side, because target side can be replicated with help of PE parts. And another thing is pre-cut mask sheet, which will be handy for the canopy and I hope for wheels as well, but we will have to check assembly manual in order to be sure. Next we have decals sheet, so just give me one moment to show it. Here it is. It is surprisingly wide, but it's not a standard A4, because as you can see it's a half A4. I would say maybe a bit more, but not full size. So let's open it. And here is what we have on this decal sheet. It is printed in Eduard, and printing quality looks completely fine. As you remember, we have 5 marking options. Here on the lower part we have stencils, here we have all main symbols. We even have decal for the instrument panel in case you are a bit afraid to use PE parts. Printing quality is completely nice and I do not see any possible issues here, so application is also easy with Eduard decals, so there is nothing to worry about. And last but not the least is the assembly manual. So this one is printed in form of typical Eduard brochure. We have short history note in English language only. Next we continue with parts map here, and note how many parts won't be used, so be ready to store them in your spare parts box. Next we continue with assembly process. So assembly process starts with cockpit obviously, and straight away we work with P parts, so be ready for this. Then we install various parts for the rear section of the cockpit, and then cockpit gets installed into the fuselage. Don't forget about the nose weight, because this is a nose landing gear aircraft, so you have to avoid tail seater. Here we work on wings. Next we continue with installation of those air intake meshes, landing gear wheels. Here we install landing gear wheels in place. Fuel tank. Here we work on doors. So as you remember, doors inside will be upgraded with PE parts. It will be especially handy if you plan to open doors on your aircraft. Next we assemble those exhaust stacks in place, propeller, and here we have masks application guide. So as you can see, it will be handy not only for the canopy but also for doors, which is basically the canopy as well, wheels, both types, and here for the anti-slip areas, which is really cool because you can replicate it and avoid it using decals. Here we have first marking option, which comes from autumn 1942. As far as I remember, all aircraft here are finished in the dark green or olive drab. That's aircraft from November 1942, December 1942, one more from 1942-1943, This one is from summer 1942. And here on the last page we have stenciling guide for different marking options. Be sure to choose the right symbols, because otherwise you won't have the more or less precise copy of the marking you choose. So that's all for this video review. As I said before, this kit should be already available on Eduard website. Just go there and order it if you would like to get it ASAP. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for watching and bye.